you ask of me, assassin?
The Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind is the newest expansion to the Elder Scrolls Online game developed by ZeniMax Studios. In the newest expansion to hit the game, it adds the region of Vardenfell, the new Warden class, and PvP battlegrounds. You, as the player, take on the role of the Outlander, who is the ears and the eyes of the deity Lord Vivec, as you try to uncover the mysteries that are befalling this region. Now, my experience with ESO goes way back to its launch. I have played this game maybe far longer than any other MMO. I was immediately entranced by the world that ZeniMax had created, but the game, when it first launched, seemed to lack a certain amount of depth and clarity on what it was trying to be. Since that time, however, ZeniMax has listened carefully to their player base by releasing more and more content, fine-tuning different systems and features, and driving their game to where it is now that it has its own identity rather than trying to copy other games. Now, it is one of the most critically acclaimed MMOs on the market right now that you can play, with hundreds and hundreds of hours of content to enjoy. So, with this new expansion, I decided to return to the game and check it out. Now, this is not a review, but rather a relook at the world of Tamriel. So, let's get started. Alright, here we are in character creation. I've already noticed some things have changed, like the background. We are in a boat because we are on our way to Morrowind. I am really excited because I love the old Elder Scrolls Morrowind game, and it was such like a nostalgic feel to go back and try to play that game later on. So I'm expecting a lot of nostalgia playing it now. So we're going to make a Warden character. I guess it doesn't really matter what faction or whatever that we join. I want a Nord. I love the Nords. And we'll join the Ebonheart Pact. Sounds good to me. Let's check out the champion gear for this guy. Look at that. Like a freaking boss. The Wardens, the Nord Wardens with their bears. And the best part is I have a bear mount. And I'm really excited to test it out. There we go. There's a guy right there. He's looking pretty baller. I kind of just hit randomize a few times, so I saw one that I actually enjoyed. So let's jump in. We'll go with Koolio Gaming. See if we can't get that name. And let's jump in. Let's skip the tutorial because we want to get to Morrowind. All right, here we are. I believe we're still on the boat. That's what I'm assuming, at least. Nice. Already got a sweet recipe. Let's go check out downstairs. Anything that we can loot? I prefer playing third person most of the time, but I'll switch between first and third person every once in a while. So look at that. I've already been in the game for less than like a minute and I've already got an achievement. All right, let's go ahead and explore Sedanin, our first stop in Vardenfell. Oh my gosh, I have to do this first person right now. Look at this. This totally reminds me of the Elder Scrolls Morrowind. Wow, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Whoa, this looks just like the city that you first enter as you get off the boat in Morrowind. Looks like our first quest is to talk to Alavesa Erethen.
There's an armiger injured on the road outside Sedanin. So much blood.
I'll go find the cannon. Explore Vivec City and meet Lord Vivec of the Tribunal. Wow, we get to meet him like right off the bat. Now, for those of you that don't know, Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind takes place about 300 years before the events of the actual Elder Scrolls Morrowind game. So things are quite different. I believe the city of Vivec is actually still being built, so you'll actually get a chance to take a look at that. So that's pretty cool that they've kind of kept it within the same lines of the lore and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of a cool little tidbit for you guys that don't know about what's going on. Okay, so do you hear that in the background? That's the Silt Rider. I'm standing right next to it. I had to kind of go explore and do my own thing for just a second because I wanted to go look at the Silt Riders because they have those in Morrowind. So it's really cool that the fact that they have them in this game, and they actually kind of act like a fast travel system. I'm going to kind of test it out maybe later in the video, but I wanted to show you guys the actual map of Vardenfell and kind of where it takes place in the world itself. So here is the map of the entire world, and we are on this giant island right about here. And there we are. That's where we're standing. There's our quest. We are in the city of Sedanin, and then this, let's see, I know Vivec City. There it is. Vivec City's just to our right. Now it says that this Silt Strider can take us to a couple different places all over the map. I'm not sure where. So it looks like we got to go to an ancestral tomb. to go and save her friend. Sounds good to me. I can go to the tomb. I can help out Canon Velasa. Whoa!
Why the three? First a wounded armiger, now this.
By dawn and dusk, evil creeps through the shadows of my beloved Vardenfell. But an outlander arrives to aid my people, just as I have foreseen.
The Daedric Prince Azura possessed that woman and spoke through her. That's who it was. So I want to kind of give you guys just a quick glimpse of my characters. So I've actually got a couple of costume sets and a bear mount. Like I said, I'm focusing this guy all around the bear. I'm so excited to be able to summon a bear as well. But look how beautiful this place looks. Now, watching the trailers and the gameplay stuff itself, I wasn't overly excited about Vardenfell, you know, the visual look behind it. But I can already tell you this game, like, it looks absolutely fantastic. I'll help you enter the tomb. I'm ready. Let's enter the family tomb. All right. Wow, this is actually really cool. This reminds me of the halls and like the tunnels and caves and stuff that you enter into. I'm gonna do a lot of comparisons to the old Elder Scrolls Morrowind game. So, yeah, we got our little companion. We got to go through here. This is pretty exciting. Look at that. I already got a brand new helm. I will say so many things have changed with Elder Scrolls Online since the last time that I played. There's so much content in this game. It's almost mind-blowing. Now with this one, I believe they said with the Elder Scrolls Morrowind, it adds about 30 hours of game time that you can explore. And I believe that's just story content because they've come out with PvP Battlegrounds, which I won't be able to explore to its fullest. And then the new class as well as the new area. So there's a ton of new content that you can explore. Boom, taking that down, the wretch in this game. So I love it. This is one of those games that I feel you get value behind your money. Like, the value of this game is totally worth it. So I do also kind of want to point out that even just running through this just a little bit right now, it reminds me a lot of Skyrim too. Which that's a compliment. That's a bonus right there, that it reminds me of Skyrim, because Skyrim's just a fantastic game. You know, because it keeps getting re-released like every 5, months. So okay, so I want to go through the skill lines real quick with the Warden class. Now he's got 3 specific skill lines: the Animal Companions, the Green Balance, and the Winter's Embrace. Now to kind of give you a brief explanation of what each of these are, Winter's Embrace is a cold-based magic skill line. I believe it focuses a lot on crowd control, and then Green Balance is more of like your healing, giving him an all-around like ability to stay alive, also to help your teammates stay alive. And then Animal Companions is obviously focusing on, pets and feral-like abilities and stuff. So his first ability, I'm going to unlock this. I'm going to focus specifically on Animal Companions, is I command a Cliff Racer to dive bomb the enemy, which is freaking sweet. We'll get and unlock that. Oh my gosh. And I guess we get a chance to try it out too. Boom. That was cool. He like just came out of the ceiling. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if I was supposed to like remember what Vivek's questions were. Oh, here we go. Lord Vivek asks, the heart of the world, key to ascension, should I be filled with apprehension?
Lord Vivek always had a way with words.
Ooh, cool. We got an enemy that we don't know about. Lord Vivek asks, did Sotha Sil in his unending crusade know our divinity would shrivel and fade? These are all really, really cool. And like, I love the fact that I've only been playing for maybe about 5 or so minutes, but it's already thrown me into the overarching story in like a very compelling way. The fact that we summoned this ghost to talk to and how we have to essentially be like a voice spoken for Lord Vivek, which is, wow. Like, I'm already really, really enjoying the story in this game so far. All right, awesome. After finishing that quest, we actually get to go to Vivek City, be able to see it in all its glory and actually meet Lord Vivek. So that's what we're heading off to right now. And look how beautiful. Wow. Is that the sunrise? Man, that is glorious. So for those of you that are interested in what my first skill kind of looks like, that Cliff Strider, that's it right there. So I essentially summon like a spirit of a Cliff Strider to fall down and smash my enemies. So it looks like a small dragon. It's actually really freaky looking. All right, here we are in Vivek City. As you can tell, like it's under construction right now, so it's not complete. But you can, like in the background, like a lot of the buildings look very similar to the ones that you see in the Elder Scrolls Morrowind. but then other buildings are like just barely being constructed, which I think is really cool to be able to see like the beginning of Vivec City and how it was being built. To me, like, I'm a huge lore fan, so it's actually really cool being able to explore the city like this.
Praise Vivec.
You know what? I feel like I should have picked a dark elf. I feel like that would have been better, now that I think about it.
Canon Level says you helped him in his mission. As I have written, the one who helps my ally becomes my friend.
You know, I've never personally had somebody ask me if I want to be the eyes and the ears of a god, but you know what? Yeah, that sounds good.
Good. I need assistance to investigate a strange phenomenon that the ancestor confirmed may indeed be a problem.
Now we gotta go talk to the guy that was bad-mouthing me. You better not be all the way back down those steps, because I just walked all the way up those steps. Oh gosh, alright, here we go. Actually, look at this. Let's just take a moment. You can see the red mountain in the background. Oh geez, you can see the giant meteor that Lord Vivec is just holding in the sky. And if he dies, then we all die. But I just want to point out one thing, Lord Vivec. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to build your city under this giant meteor. Actually, I believe the meteor came before... No, the meteor came after the city was being built. So, cannot confirm that. But if you guys know, please let me know in the description, in the comments down below. So I'm in the Arc Cannon's house right now. And my first thought, because this guy was being rude to me, was to run in and steal all of his stuff. But everything in his house is literally just up for the takes. It doesn't say like he'll steal anything if you grab stuff. So, see, like jewelry box, and take his emerald. He doesn't care. It's all for me. Wow, that's actually really interesting. I'm assuming this building like somehow collapsed because you got a guy over here who's like, ah, my knee. And then you got like these people that are just dead. This guy had a pole land on his face. And then you've got these two people over here that have just perfectly have their arms folded. So I'm assuming they're not sleeping. That guy had that guy's still alive. And that guy's trying to help him out. And they're going to be sitting there doing that for all eternity, and I feel bad for them. So, I just got a quest to go help these guys. Like, the same people I just said was not going to... They were going to be here for all eternity. So, does it actually change? Yes! I saved the guy. Well, I encouraged his friend to lift the thing up better, so sweet. Now that I've got the Divine Stone, the Blessed Stone, or whatever it's called, I got to go all the way back to Arcanon's place and give it to him. So it's a good thing I've got a mount, because this is a pretty big city.
Did you bring the Blessing Stone?
Yes, I did. All right, now we got to start the divination ritual. We got to go stand over here. I'm excited. I love these like small like cinematic moments that happen in this game. Like, they do a really good job at storytelling without having like the use of cutscenes and stuff. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Well, did it work? We saw some stuff. We saw like a clockwork mage, Daedric cultists. So something went wrong during the ritual. Did you learn what you had hoped for?
Every action we take, failure or success, each result teaches us something, at least in the larger sense. To be more specific, no, not as much as I hoped.
Yeah, and I got my first level up. I think I'm level 3 now. Level 2 now. I'm level 4 now. Wow, sweet. Okay, I'm gonna go... How should I build this? I'm going to build this guy as a mage. I've decided that already. He's going to be a mage, but he's going to have like heavy... You know what? No, I got this. I'm going to build this guy kind of like a druid. He's going to use a staff because I just received a brand new staff. Which, by the way, looks amazing. Look how sweet that staff looks. I guess you can't really tell because it's all the way up there. But he's going to wear heavy armor, and I'm going to build him like a mage, so that'll be pretty cool. Now, one of my favorite things to do in any Elder Scrolls game is to pick a random direction and then just walk in that direction and see what we can find. So just looking at the map itself, that looks like a giant crab. And so we'll make our way in this direction towards the giant crab just to see what it is. I'm pretty sure that is a legitimate creature that was killed. I don't want to say it was by Lord Vivek, but it was destroyed and turned into a building. But let's go take a look at it. We're kind of far away. We'll have to go through a couple of different buildings, but we'll see what we experience on our way there. So, Talio! Now, one of the things that has changed since the last time I played this game is they've included housing. Now, I'm on a housing plot right now. This is something I could actually purchase if I want to. Hit F5, it pops up and it'll tell me exactly how much gold is required to buy this. Either 1,300,000 and requires the Savior of Morrowind achievement and a friend in need house quest completion. Wow. Now we can see what it looks like furnished. Preview. This is what it looks like furnished. There's not a whole lot on the outside, but I guess we could go take a look at what's on the inside. So you can legitimately buy this place, and this could be your house in the world of Morrowind. Now, when the game came out and introduced housing, or when the update came out that introduced housing, a lot of people were kind of upset by the fact that like it was so expensive to buy these houses. Like the very first one that you buy is pretty cheap looking. The one that you actually, the free one that you get through the actual questing line that teaches you about housing. But I can kind of understand because like even though this place is expensive, you get like a whole entire yard, like your own garden. Look at this, a tiny little lake that you can go swimming in. Like this is really impressive. And it looks like it's like like a 4-tower building. So I can understand why this one's so expensive. I haven't seen any other ones, but I've heard that they get pretty expensive once you kind of go towards more of the bigger houses. So let's go back out into the world and continue our questing. Okay, so we just left the housing area and right down there is a river troll. These guys are bad. They are pretty hard to take down. I'm only level 4, but let's give it a shot. It says monster difficulty. He's got kind of like these extra borders, like a more flared up design on his borders to show that he's a stronger monster. But perhaps he's guarding something, or perhaps that we can get some sweet loot from this guy. Look, yep, see I told you he was guarding something. What? Did he just heal up, that jerk? Oh, now I got a crab that's fighting me. Jeez. Oh, crab. Ooh, that was a close dodge. Can't let him heal up. That's what he was doing. You got. Oh my gosh, his health went way back up. Come on. All right, I might have to fast forward this. No! Okay. So I died because of a freaking mud crab. We're gonna give this one more shot because I want that treasure chest. Oh my gosh, does he summon a mud crab? Is that what he does? Freaking mud crab. No, don't heal up. Stupid mud crab, why are you everywhere? Yes, yes, I did it, I did it. Oh, I got grease. Please be get something good because I don't want that whole battle just to be my reward is grease. That's stupid. Hey, that kind of works. Reduce a ring of reduced spell costs. That'll be useful since I'm gonna kind of go towards more of a magic-based character anyway. So also it began to rain. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Look at that. There's an actual thunderstorm in this game right now. Like the weather has changed. Okay, so I want to give you guys my final thoughts on the game so far. Now, I don't want to say this is a review. This is more of kind of like a first impressions of the Morrowind content, as well as what it's like to return back to Elder Scrolls Online since you've been away for a while. The updates that they've released have been pretty amazing. Like the housing is pretty awesome, despite the fact that it can be a little expensive. The new content is brimming with stuff to do. There's so much stuff. Like the whole island of Vardenfell is just like chock full of quests and side quests that I've seen. I haven't accepted any of them because I want to kind of go back through them and actually experience them, you know, personally myself and take my time to enjoy it. Now that's a big thing that I want to point out with the Elder Scrolls online game itself is that this is a game that you can't really rush through. You want to spend your time playing this game and enjoying the world that ZeniMax has created. Now, because I'm bringing up that point, I want to point out the fact that I haven't been able to experience the Warden class enough to be able to tell you on how I enjoyed it. The only, abilities I've been able to experience in the game is the animal companion abilities. I didn't even get a chance to summon the bear because it takes a while to actually summon the bear and get up high enough that you can have that ability unlocked. But I do want to kind of share some of the thoughts that other YouTubers and reviewers have given on the actual bear, the ultimate ability that you get once you actually can use it. They said it's a little underwhelming, that it's not as cool as they thought it was going to be. A lot of people wanted to play the Warden class just for the bear, but instead of being able to actually control it and manipulate certain abilities that it does, it's automated. It's a very automated ability. The bear itself kind of does what it wants, kind of acts as kind of like a tank. The other things I want to point out, and I didn't say this throughout my gameplay, but the actual music that they've released for this is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love listening to it, and I'm excited to get the soundtrack as well. Another thing I want to point out is the world itself is absolutely incredible to look at. Like, look at that. There's a Silt Strider over there. It's just such a nostalgic feel, and I love the way that they actually started this whole quest, like this whole area, because it feels so much like the original Elder Scrolls Morrowind game that it has brought back a lot of that nostalgia for me. But the world itself is more jam-packed than that game is. There's a lot more stuff to see, a lot more visually interesting things to look at. Well, guys, those are kind of my final thoughts on it. This is more of a first impressions and a return to video for the Elder Scrolls Online, not a review. I want to go through and play this a lot more before I actually go in and say that I'm going to review the game. But I think it's worth it. I got the $40 upgrade. There's different tiers that you can get, which unlock different cosmetic items and bonuses that you can have for this game. But I just bought the basic upgrade for the game so that I could have and experience the Morrowind content and the actual content of Vardenfell. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Koolio. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more online gaming videos. Okay, guys, I'll see you later.